So the WNBA has formed a task force to prevent hate and vitriol in the WNBA, Rob. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And don't forget about Kate and Clark's crossover. It's every Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 and 5:30, 6:30, respectively, Eastern time, except for major holidays. It's a Sports Reporter site forum. We have guest podcasters. We talk about Kate and Clark, and it's real cool. So check us out. So, Rob, we're going to just play this. We'll play it all the way through, and then we'll talk about it. But they've got this task force they've been working on all year to try to prevent hate. Only certain types of hate, though, as we
can. Hate towards certain type of people.
Only for some people. Only some people are protected, apparently.
Yes.
And one thing we've been working hard on in the off-season is a comprehensive platform around a multidimensional approach to combating hate and vitriol in the forms experienced by our players, teams, staff, and fans. So we want to ensure that the WNBA remains a space where everyone, players, fans, and partners, corporate partners, feel safe, valued, and empowered. So we actually assembled a dedicated task force, collaborated closely with key
good for you.
league and team representatives, and worked with external organizations and experts. The platform forum, and I mentioned this at finals, but now it's coming to fruition, will be four-pronged and will include: one, monitoring of social media and other digital platforms using an advanced technology solution to detect and monitor comment threats. Two, strengthening our conduct standards across all WNBA platforms, including in arena. Three, there will be added security measures put in place at the league and team levels. And four, there will be continued services of dedicated mental health clinicians addressing concerns that players have in a timely manner. So more to come on this.
More to come, Rob.
Boy.
I played it all the way through.
Four-pronged.
I played it all the way through because some people complain, oh, don't stop it afterwards. But I said, well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. But I did it this way, and I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to go through what she says, and I'm going to break some of this down.
Cool.
Yeah, we have to break it down.
And one thing we've been working hard on in the offseason is a comprehensive platform around a multidimensional approach to combating hate and vitriol in the forms experienced by our players, teams.
All right, so let me stop right there. Let's start with hate and vitriol. The word vitriol, Rob, kills me because I never heard it used on a regular basis ever in my entire life until I was involved in the WNBA.
Right.
No one ever uses that word. I've never used the word myself before I got involved in the WNBA. I knew what the word was, but I never used it. It's just so weird that they love that word, especially Elle Duncan. That's her word.
Oh yeah.
And she says hate against players. Okay, so let's stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
Who had the most hate directed at them in the entire league, Rob, last year?
Let's see. Someone being who had the most flagrant fouls. Let's see. I don't know, Mark. The referees, calls. I don't know, Mark. I'm trying.
How about Kate and Clark? Just a shot, just out of the dark. I'm just saying that. Okay, let's pretend it's Kate and Clark.
Yeah, let's just pretend. Yeah.
Name one thing the league did to try to prevent hate towards Kate and Clark. Name one thing that they did.
Yeah, or deter any kind of violence towards her. None. Not
Name
one
thing.
Not one. They encouraged it. They reinforced it. In fact, they promoted it, saying we're the physical league. They just reinforced it. In fact,
Rob, they did one small thing. When Caitlin Clark got fouled by Kennedy Carter, it should have been a flagrant 2, but the ref gave it an off-the-ball foul and didn't even analyze it in the camera, and they upped it to flagrant 1. That's the only thing they did in support of Caitlin Clark, and that wasn't even right because they should have upped it to a flagrant 2 and suspended her for a game.
Right.
So they really did nothing because that wasn't enough. That's all. The only example I can think of when they were trying to protect Caitlin Clark at all. Go ahead, Rob.
And then she didn't call in her coach, who Weatherspoon, who eventually got fired. She didn't call in her coach to say something about, hey, your players acting this way, your players on the bench applauding another person that got hurt. They're applauding that. You as a commissioner, you would call your coach and say, hey, man, that's not right. You got to talk to your player. which she did not. Well, she did, and then they had this whatever person, whoever wrote it for, read out the statement, which was definitely not hers.
Well, after the game, she didn't criticize her player for doing that. In fact, she protected her by saying, "Next question."
Yeah.
And Witherspoon did. And then, yes, the next day or day or two later, a lawyer or marketing department or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Promotional department wrote an apology for her that was really not even a good apology.
No.
But they wrote it for her. And we don't know whether the commissioner said anything to Witherspoon. All we know is publicly she didn't criticize the play or the behavior of the coach afterwards, which she should have.
Right, exactly.
So I agree with that part. But she's afraid of the league. She's afraid of the players. She's afraid of the coach. She's afraid of everyone except for Caitlin Clark and Caitlin Clark fans.
Right.
She doesn't care what they think. She doesn't change in any way, shape, or form how she runs the league based upon the criticism that the Caitlin Clark fans have of the league.
Right. The Caitlin Clark fans are the evil one. So, yes, it's good versus evil. The Caitlin Clark fans, bad. Everybody else fans who criticize Caitlin and racist remarks and treat her a certain way, that's okay. That's irrelevant.
Yeah, let's not kid each other. This is about Caitlin Clark fans because Alyssa Thomas complained after a playoff game that she got racism directed towards her from Caitlin Clark fans. People felt they were scared playing in Indiana Fever, games. These 10-year-olds are scaring the crap out of her because they wanted autographs from Caitlin Clark.
Right.
I'm shivering too, Rob.
They're going to get mobbed and knocked out of the way by those tough little girls,
Right. And Angel Reese complained about Caitlin Clark, racism from Caitlin Clark fans, but no one ever said anything about the racism from Angel Reese fans or Caitlin Clark fans. That didn't matter. So it only mattered what Caitlin Clark fans were doing, Rob. That's it.
Even favoritism, like, oh, she gets all the calls. She gets all the calls. She tells her other player.
Every time Caitlin Clark got hacked in the head, Rob, that was hatred. Let's be honest about this. That's what it was. All the stuff that happened against Caitlin Clark was hatred. But the league was not there to protect her, but they're going to protect everyone but her, even though she makes them the most money.
Right.
Let's go on with what she said.
Yeah, that's
a good laugh.
What she said, yeah.
But I just want to point out that that's what this is about.
Exactly.
Staff and fans. So we want to ensure that the WNBA remains a space where everyone, players, fans, and partners, corporate partners, feel safe, valued.
Caitlin Clark didn't feel safe.
No.
She just didn't speak up. She just took the high road.
She took the high road and all the things that happened to her during the year. Poked in the eye. Referees getting a technical foul for punching an inanimate object. I mean, come on.
Well, Rob, they got to protect the object. That's what
space.
The object has to have a space face, Rob.
I wish they would have put like a Band-Aid on it after she did that. A big little wound mark on it.
When Diana Taurasi did it, it wasn't a technical foul, Rob.
That's right.
That's all I know.
That's all I know too.
Same ref too. Same ref, by the way. Here we go. Let's go on.
Valued and empowered. So we actually assembled a dedicated task force, collaborated closely with key stakeholders, including league and team representatives, and worked with external organizations and experts. The platform forum, and I mentioned this at finals, but now it's coming to fruition, will be four-pronged.
Four-pronged, Rob.
Four-pronged, Mark. Four-pronged. Oh, four-pronged.
What a task force this is, Rob.
Let's hear what the one is.
It's simple, Rob, but okay, we'll go on.
And will include 1, monitoring of social media and other digital platforms using an.
How are they going to do that, Rob? If someone makes a death threat, you contact the FBI. That's all you got to do.
But I mean, cut back. So you're gonna tell Angel Reese he's got to cut back on her social media.
No, they're not going to do that. That's okay. What they're going to do is anytime a Caitlin Clark fan says anything that they don't like, they're going to go after them. That's what's going to happen, Rob.
Because that's hate. That's hate. That's hate towards another player.
That's vitriol, Rob. It's not just hate. It's hate and vitriol.
Oh, that's right. Hate and vitriol. That's correct.
Right, that's right. I got to throw that word in there.
That's right. Got to put it in there.
Let's see what else kind of prong she's got here.
An advanced technology solution to detect and monitor comments and threats. 2, strengthening.
They're going to monitor comments, Rob. Threats, yes, I agree with. And by the way, we were joking a bit earlier, but any racist comments directed toward Alyssa Thomas or anybody else in the league is a bunch of trolls, and it should not happen. I'm not
Right.
making fun of that at all. That should all not happen. But it's a small percentage, and Caitlin Clark has a lot more fans, so they're going to have more comments from her fans because her fans are more numerous. That's all there is to it, Rob.
Right. Exactly.
So let's go on here.
Our conduct standards across all WNBA platforms, including in arena. 3, there will be added security measures put in place at the league and team levels.
Rob, those 10-year-old girls are in trouble now.
No.
Added security measures. They better not jump up and down when Caitlin drops in a logo 3, Rob.
They're gonna get tased. They're gonna be tased. Tased, and
The person offending them might feel scared.
Jeez.
And 4, there will be continued services of dedicated mental health clinicians addressing concerns that players have in a timely manner. So more.
Okay. Timely manner, Rob.
What does she mean by timely manner? I mean, it is. I'm glad she's thinking about that, Mark. Which I think that should have been the number one thing, especially
Timely
nowadays
manner?
with the pressure. No, the mental go into the mental health of the players. I mean, I'm sure that some hire psychiatrists, psychologists, but nowadays with the pressure of that social media and the pressure they're facing as athletes nowadays, I think that should be a number one priority that they really should focus in on. I really think that should be a main focus.
Well, I brought the commissioner up on Caitlin Clark's crossover, which, by the way, is every Monday and Thursday at night. And Act Nation said she's scared of the black women in the league, especially the black lesbian women in the league, and she's afraid to do anything because she's afraid of the criticism from them. Someone else pointed out, it isn't just she's scared of them, she's part of them. Her ideology is the same as theirs. So that's just something to think about here. She's in no way in support of Caitlin Clark. She's shown that so far. She refused to market her, and then she pretended she couldn't see it coming. And in no way does she's never called out anybody for saying or doing something to Caitlin Clark once the entire year. Not once the entire year, Rob.
No, not
never
at all.
called anybody out publicly.
No, but then she did. Oh, well, Mark, she did. That's not true. She did. She called out the Caitlin Clark fans.
No, I meant, yeah.
But not in the players, yeah.
Any hatred towards Caitlin Clark, she never called that out.
Right.
She never thought there was, she pretended like nothing was going on in terms of what was going on against Caitlin Clark, in terms of how they were treating her, that in terms of them insulting her and just the hate on her, Rob. So that she didn't care about Caitlin Clark. She only cares about 143 players last year. And now next year, it's going to be different, Rob. It's going to be different next year. She's only going to carry about 155 players instead of 143 because they added another team.
Oh my God.
So she's going to up it by 12 people. Just not going to be Caitlin Clark still.
Overload.
Another 12 players to worry about.
Oh no.
But they don't. This is totally unnecessary task force. If there's a threat, you contact the FBI. They have what they said she has. She says they have advanced techniques. Well, the FBI has advanced techniques. That's all you need to know.
Well, the main thing is, Mark, why now? Why is it now after Caitlin Clark came in the league? Why wasn't this implemented before that? The year before that, the year before.
Because the Caitlin Clark fans are so bad, Rob. That's why.
Oh, so when she came to the league and the fans followed her, that created this big hate and what's that word? Viola.
Violin, Rob. Hating playing the violin.
Jeez. I mean, yeah, now you do it. Now you do. And then, like I said, they even had a break for the Olympics. She could have stepped out and said something like that during the Olympic break. Why wait till like the draft to start saying all this crap?
And the Players Association never spoke up for Caitlin Clark once, Rob. No, they just criticized her fans instead.
The owners, Mark. The owners even like who she made money for when she filled their arenas, which only had like 2,000 or 3,000 people, and they had to move their venues. Even the owners were upset.
Rob, there's no more hate or vitriol going on in this league overall than in any other sports league. It's been going on since 1850s when they formed baseball teams. There's just more media coverage now than they didn't get before, and more fans that they didn't get before. We're getting very little. People say none, but very little before this year when Caitlin Clark entered the league. And that's all that's happening. They're just not used to the criticism. They're not used to fans.
I mean, yesterday was Jackie Robinson Day, Mark. And
yes.
In another video, you kind of equated her to that type of thing, that kind of hate that was spun on him. You didn't say it was exactly like that. Of course, it's different because it was because
Right. What he got was much worse. But what I said,
it still was about race.
Right. And it's what I said, it was the worst reception a rookie has ever got since Jackie Robinson, even though what Jackie Robinson was the worst in history and was a lot worse than what Caitlin Clark did.
Right.
I want to make that quite clear what I said. And
right.
yeah, and nobody cares that she got all this hatred and the worst reception ever in the WNBA. And that doesn't matter to the commissioner. And it's never going to matter, Rob, as long as she's the commissioner.
No,
because that's just not in her agenda. So
I'm surprised. I mean, if there were true fans in that draft room, if we were there, I would have booed her. I mean, you don't like booing, or but I would have like.
I just don't boo at. I've never booed at a stadium before.
Uh-huh.
But I understand the fans have a right to do that.
Our prong thing is, Mark. Let's see how this is going to work out.
We'll see how this dedicated task force does, Rob.
Yes.
I guarantee you, they won't be looking at Caitlin Clark to help her out. It's always going to be her fans. That's it. It's just the opposite way. What's amazing, Rob, is her fans wouldn't direct any hate towards anyone else if they weren't hate on Caitlin Clark in the first place. So this hate wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the hate that was directed. They got it backwards. This exists because of the hate towards Caitlin Clark, and that's the only reason her fans, unjustly, and they shouldn't do it, put any kind of hate towards anyone else. And again, those are trolls. Those aren't really her fans. Those are trolls. Those are small percentage, very small percentage of her fans. So
it wasn't Caitlin Clark herself either. Unlike the players who sit there and complain about it straight out.
They caused the problem, and now they're getting a task force for people responding to the problem they caused.
Right. That makes sense.
Let us know what you think down below. If
Yeah,
you like this video, share it with your family, friends, and acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so with the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next video. And join us for Caitlin Clark's crossover. We're going to talk about this on Thursday night. And it's every Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 and 5:30, 6:30, respectively, Eastern time, except for major holidays. It's like a sports reporters type forum where we have guest podcasters and talk about Caitlin Clark and all sorts of cool stuff. And if you want, you can donate to this channel with super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.